What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a new Destiny 2 trailer for Solstice of Heroes this year. So we'll talk about what we see in the trailer, some pretty cool looking armor for sure, but also Bungie break down a few more additional details about the event for the year on the Solstice of Heroes page, talk about the glows, some of the upgrades, new powerful drops that we'll be able to get during the event, and a few other things, but we've got a couple of extra roundups in the video, a preview of some of the unlocks and requirements for them this year. So if you guys enjoy this one, a rating below very much helps me out, but now let's get into it. Really, we should talk about the trailer briefly here first. We can't play it in full, but we can see the tower updated for this year, with the Statue of Heroes in the tower courtyard, of course with that updated look, and we see the Solstice of Heroes armor on various Guardians throughout, and in various different stages with different kind of glows and visual effects dependent on the upgrade progress, but safe to say the stuff looks pretty awesome. You're probably spotting a handful of emotes and new exotic vehicles and things like that in the trailer as well. Of course, the European aerial zone is back, and we see that in the trailer too. But primarily, the trailer is full of glam for the new gear and stuff like that, which really, of course, is the main focus for the event. In a minute, we'll talk about some of the upgrade requirements and things like that, but from the press release, we can see that the annual tradition to honor the sacrifice of Guardians everywhere has come again. So Evil Levante will be returning to the tower. This year, we've got a 3-player match-made version of the European aerial zone, and they say set out across the zone in search of treasure chests, and the more bosses you defeat, the more rewards you'll earn. Just like last year, each day the event will feature either Solar, Arc, or Void, and through gameplay we will be able to craft and upgrade the new Solstice of Heroes armor. And they say if we reach the Majestic level, armor will begin to glow as you reveal the light within. Importantly though, it says raise your power level by earning Solstice key fragments and unlocking packages containing powerful gear and new armor upgrades. But so potentially some useful powerful drops. I'm not sure if we'll be seeing pinnacles, but potentially at least one is what we'd normally see for an event. And of course there are the triumphs associated with moments of triumph, but linked to Solstice specifically. There is going to be a Bungie reward coming in the form of a free Solstice of Heroes music track for players who complete the Solstice Begins quest. But it goes on to say, Eververse is celebrating with new accessories, emotes, and a smashing new finisher. But there are also new Universal Ornament sets to make any legendary armor look like Solstice armor, and they glow. The glow changes color with your subclass, so no matter what element the situation calls for, you can be sure your fire team never loses sight of you. And that's an interesting one. They're essentially saying we'll be able to purchase Universal Ornament versions of Solstice armor, but I'm not sure if this is just kind of an alternate set that you can simply buy, or whether you have to upgrade the set to gameplay first in order to have access to them. We're gonna have to wait and see about that one. It's definitely an interesting one. As we mentioned the other day, at least from a database preview, those Universal Ornaments were listed at 1500 silver or 6000 bright dust to pick up. So we'll have to wait and see exactly how that's gonna work. Of course, last year, you had to actually upgrade the armor fully before you could get access to any of the ornaments and things like that. So presumably that's how it's going to work again, because I'm sure Bungie wouldn't want to ruin the incentive of actually grinding and playing through the event this summer. So just bear that in mind and let us know your thoughts about it down below. But here, we get a look at some previews of the armor. So we've got the 3 characters right there. And there are images with different colors, as well as the Statue of Heroes. And then 3 vehicles for the event as well. And so that's the kind of main release of info for Solstice this year, guys. Once again, we'll have to wait for further clarification and details on some of the mechanics for the event, including those Universal Ornaments, but give us your thoughts down below. Continuing the discussion about Solstice of Heroes though, let's speak a little bit about some of the upgrades. So currently in the database we do have new objectives listed for the armor in 2020, and I guess it's kind of a similar level of grind that we would expect normally from Solstice of Heroes, although maybe it's marginally less grindy in places. But of course for objectives themselves, one of the longer grinds is going to be for the Majestic set, which is the main kind of legendary version before you do the final set of upgrades for glows and stuff. So on the Hunter set, for instance, we've got the helmet requiring 2000 elemental blows, 300 arc weapon final blows, and 200 combatant kills. The gauntlets need 10 public events to be completed, 300 arc orbs to be collected in playlist strikes, and 300 CABAL to be defeated. And then for the chest, we've got 1000 Void Solar or Arc Orbs collected, and that's while using a matching subclass, but also 10 Gambit matches, and 100 kills with Void Grenades. And then 600 kills inside of Strike playlists, 100 Guardians defeated with Void Weapons, and that could be done in Crucible or Gambit, as well as 100 ability kills, and that'll be for the boots. Followed up by collecting 200 elemental orbs of any type in the European aerial zone 5 patrols, and killing 20 bosses. And so we do have a pretty long list of separate objectives there, but I was looking at some of these and kind of formulating a bit of a strategy for them. And on that hunter set, for example, if you run 10 gambit matches while matching your subclass to the day, and of course we have a different element featured every day, but also use void weapons for guardian defeats and arc weapons for enemy defeats where possible, that'll get quite a few of the objectives done, but then we'll need multiple crucible matches with void weapon kills and a subclass matching the featured element for the day, and then 10 heroic public events as well as 5 patrols on the EDZ, while rocking an arc energy weapon. Then if you head into strikes, with the featured subclass for the day, as well as arc weapons, multiple European aerial zone runs, and potentially a few additional runs of the Lost Sector on the south part of Mars for CABAL kills. That would kind of be a strategy for how to approach it, without zigzagging all over the place trying to complete different objectives. And so I'm going to attempt to approach the guide for the event a little bit like that, but it gives us a rough idea of what we'll be able to expect from the Solstice grind for armor specifically. So again, let me know any thoughts that you guys have down below. The reveal, objectives, rewards, and all of that stuff. I always appreciate your thoughts in the comment section. But again, as we move away from Solstice of Heroes running up until September the 8th, players will wonder what we're going to get. And of course, we're going to have to wait until October 6th to get Festival of the Lost, featuring new mummified rewards, whatever they turn out to be. And in between, potentially in early September, is when the kind of conclusion will happen for the season, some final quests and things like that. But I'll keep you posted with any other updates that Bungie give us. A quick mention for the Iron Banner again, because players are asking this week once again as to whether the Iron Banner features skill-based matchmaking, and also players pointed out that the tooltip in the game still says that it prefers similar skill, but Cosmo confirmed nothing has changed and the tooltip is wrong, so he's going to let the team know. And they're reiterating that there has been no change to the kind of matchmaking algorithm or anything like that, with some of the feedback that players have been giving over the past few days. Finally, right here, something you may want to check out, but Bungie posted some Destiny lo-fi beats. So if you're looking for something cool to chill out to, maybe study to, or help you focus on stuff with, they're pretty cool because they are basically Destiny soundtrack cuts, with additional kind of lo-fi drums, bass, and stuff like that. Might be something you're interested in, but otherwise for today guys, that is everything we have to round up in the video. So I hope you've enjoyed this one as always. Let us know your thoughts on the reveal for Solstice and whether you're going to be jumping in next week to start that grind. But if you've enjoyed this video, a rating below really helps me out. But also be sure to get subscribed here on the channel, as I'll be keeping you posted with all of that new content when it drops in the game. But otherwise, for now guys, I appreciate you tuning in and I hope you have an awesome day.